Today we're going to be making mokba, which is fish that has been marinated and seasoned with herbs and spices and then wrapped in banana leaves and steamed. This dish is a true soul food comfort dish, and the packaging may look a little intimidating, but I promise you, if I can make it, you guys can too. Traditionally, this is made with catfish, but I'm not a huge fan, so I'm going to be using tilapia. I received some beautiful fillets from Halverson's, and the first thing I thought about making was this. Now, if you guys don't like fish, you can substitute this with chicken or tofu or whatever your preferred protein is. I don't recommend using beef or pork though, because that would need to be cooked down a little bit longer. There is a different process for that, which I can absolutely make another video on if you guys are interested. The first thing you want to do is pound these ingredients down until they're finely crushed. So we're going to start with the lemongrass first. So once your lemongrass is finely crushed, you can add the garlic next. Then you can add the rice. And I did soak this overnight and then strained it out this morning. Once the rice is broken down, you can go ahead and add the shallots and your chili peppers. Use a spoon to scoop whatever is on the bottom up and just keep rotating it. Once you have this all finely pounded down, you should have this paste-like consistency. And we're just going to add about 2 tablespoons of water. Just stir this around. So now we're going to marinate the fish. Add the entire mixture to the bowl. Next, you'll want to add the salt, your fish sauce, and the padak. Use a glove to marinate all of this together. You can make this the night before, cover it and refrigerate it. You're going to get the best flavor out of that, but if you don't have time, it's fine too. We can just let it sit for about 30 minutes or so before we wrap them up. Next, we're going to add our herbs. The herbs will go in last because we don't want them to get too crushed in here. We have the green onions, the dill, the kaffir lime leaves, and this is called pak itu in Laos. I'm not really sure what it is in English, but I'll go ahead and put that in a text box below so that you guys can find this in the grocery store. You do need to go to an Asian store for this. It is an optional ingredient, so if you can't get your hands on it, it's totally fine. Once everything is all combined, go ahead and cover it with plastic wrap, pop it in the fridge. We are going to let this sit for 30 minutes and then we'll come back and I'll show you guys how to wrap it. This has been sitting in the refrigerator for a half an hour. Again, you can marinate this overnight. You are going to get the best flavor from that. I am using a combination of aluminum foil and banana leaves because it's much easier and cleaner. Some people will just wrap this with banana leaves, which is totally fine, but I find that you do need to use about 3 or 4 sheets if you're just going to wrap it in the banana leaf. Really, it's your preference on what you want to do. So we're going to tear off a sheet of our aluminum foil. It should be slightly larger than the leaf itself. So you're going to lay a leaf right in the center, and then take about a cup of your fish and add it to the center of the banana leaf. You can make these as big or as small as you want, but generally you do want them to be all even so that they cook evenly. So now we're going to fold up the sides lengthwise. Try to do this as tightly as possible. It doesn't need to be airtight, but you don't want any of this falling out while it's being steamed. So now you want to fold up the sides. It's almost like wrapping a present. Just fold them up like this. Just fold the top down, and then there's your first package. So you want to repeat this until they're all finished. Also, I do have some Thai chilies out as well. For people that like it spicy, you can go ahead and add this on top of your fish as you're wrapping it up. And for this one, we're going to add a chili pepper. Put it right in the center. I've moved all my pouches over to the steamer, so now we're just going to add it into this pot. Then you can cover it, and we do want to steam this for 1 hour, so be careful taking it out of the steamer. It should be very hot. Also, be careful opening it as well, because the steam will get released from the packet. It can burn you. This can be served with sticky rice or jasmine rice.